Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review, and back to reviewing another a sequel, which of the previous film I reviewed. My previous videos that I reviewed, Charlotte's Web, the film that was based on the children's book, which I said before. I grew up. I remember reading Charlotte's Web back in elementary school, and it is still a classic book to this day, one of the most beloved children's books. And I reviewed the 1973 film, and now it's time for me to review the, what was the year? They said it was like 2001, but I think it's 2001. Was 2001 or 2003? Yeah, 2003. The sequel, Charlotte's Web 2, Wilbur's Great Adventure. Yeah, released in 2003. Now with the film, this film was given a, well, the film was much shorter than the previous one. The film was like 94 minutes, and this was going on by 79 minutes. And it was released direct to video, I think it was, because it was not released in theaters. I like it though. I think it's an average sequel. I don't love it. I don't think it's not great. I think it's just like above average. That's why I'm being a little bit meh on it, because I think it's an average sequel. So, but this continues a year after the first film, and Wilbur, he is a little bit older, like a little fully grown. Even Fern, she's also a little older here, the girl who raised Wilbur. And let's like continue a year later, and Wilbur is still at the Zuckerberg farm with Charlotte's three kids that chose to stay with him at the end of the first movie: Arania, Joy, and Nellie. And then later, shortly after, Wilbur befriends a new friend named a black lamb by the name of Cardian, which, like the first one, he was a runt, because all the rest of the lamb or the sheep are all white, and he was born with black wool. So he gets treated differently. All the other little kids, the lamb kids, they tease him, make fun of him. So, but Wilbur wants to be his friend. You know, just like how Charlotte wanted to be Wilbur's friend. And the film is called Charlotte's Web 2, though, but I mean, Charlotte, the character of Charlotte, the classic character Charlotte, is only mentioned a few times in this movie. I mean, there was a scene they add a scene from the ending of the first movie. Well, yeah, at the end of the first movie, with back at the county fair when Nellie, Joy, and Arania want to tell about want Wilbur to tell them about their mother, and this how they took the ending of the first film, like when he was at the county fair, and or went back at the farm when they first noticed the webs, like some pig or something, you know, and honestly, they could just for me, like, I mean, they redid those certain scenes. I'm like, they could have just taken the footage from the first movie, although they did take the footage from the first movie, the quality of the animation would fit out of place with the animation with this. So, but the thing is, if you redo the whole thing, I mean, it just looks like, as you know, Charlotte's been a little bit different, you know, the hair, and then Wilbur looks a little different with his like more fur on him. But I mean, I think they just even though, yeah, the animation from back then would be sent out of place with the animation with this. So I just go like the far and just take the footage from that and add it to that. It makes more sense though. But that's why I saw it. So, and but after friending with Cardian. And that's another thing. They also have songs in this movie. Now, the songs I did not care for in this film. I didn't care for the songs at all in this film. Forgettable songs, and they could just cut all the like I mentioned in the review of the first film. Well, the songs of those were much better than the songs of here, though. But as I mentioned, the songs in the first film, they were not bad though, but I just overall didn't care for them at the same time. This could have been cut out of the film just to make the film shorter, because that film was 94 minutes, and you cut them out, it would have been the film much more shorter though. But here, I didn't care for any of the songs in this film at all. That's a big issue. And this film was 79 minutes. You cut those songs a bit much more less, so like maybe like 70 minutes. This is 79 minutes. It could at least 70 minutes. And so, yeah, the songs I did not care for. And with Templeton, and we're back with Templeton, the rat. He's dealing with his kids, causing trouble. You know, not listening. And then when it had times to go to the county fair, like where Wilbur went to with Charlotte, and the girl, Nellie, wanted to go to see, because, you know, where her mother went with Wilbur. And by the county fair, another farmer by the name of Hirsch buys Cardian from Zuckerman, Farmer Zuckerman. I think I said Zuckerberg before. I didn't mean to say I meant Zuckerman. So, and once again, like what Fern, like the first movie, like I mentioned, she can like understand what the animals, you know, she can understand the animals, and here she can understand. So, and like once again, like the first film, but this time is the farmer saying, "Oh, you don't know what the animals are thinking," and all that. Animals don't know what they're thinking. So this farmer Hirsch takes a Cardian away, put him in his farm. So he wants to go see him, and also that Cardian was getting a bit more attention, because Wilbur, how he got famous because Charlotte made words on her web, you know, like at the fair, humble. But since the girls, they didn't know how to make words yet, so they didn't make no words for Wilbur this time. That's why anyone did not notice, or there was like a fluke or something like that from last year. So, yeah, mention that. But back at the farm, Wilbur wants to go see Cardian at the Hirsch farm, and it's the first time he's leaving the farm, and he needs someone to help him lead to her, and no one else has been outside the farm than Templeton. So he takes Templeton with him, as well as the girls, to go with them, and which, you know, the Templeton is selfish and all that, so he wants to make a deal. He takes him to the farm. You have to babysit his kids. He does, so that's only like 2 weeks. So they on the way Wilbur, he gets like tangled up in these vines, and he gets like stuff covered him off of like vines and leaves and all stuff. It makes him look like a wild pig, like, or a wild boar that had those has tusks. So like he has like sticks that resembles tusks, but a wild pig. And he makes it to the Hirsch farm, talks with these cows. One of them by the name of Bessie, who's like, her milk's like sour, which the other cows making fun of her for that. Except Wilbur, he thinks her milk tastes good. And then the farmer's wife sees it, chases it. Well, it gets chased by hides in the hay, and tells her husband that there's a wild pig here, but first of all, he gets blamed because there's a fox out there that's taking the hens, and Wilbur gets blamed for him. So, and then the next day, they want to plan to catch the fox. And what happened next? What was next? Well, the farmer's wife wanted to get milk Bessie, and Wilbur's hiding from this little dog, and like Bessie like kind of kicks the bucket to distract the dog, so that way it doesn't bother Wilbur. But he's caught. He runs away, and all the other farmers, they chase after her. At the same time, the fox named Farley takes Cardian. So like this abandoned farmhouse that's wrecked. And while the other farmers get their dogs to go after Wilbur, and while Wilbur takes Templeton, Bessie, and other Joy and Nellie to find Cardian, and just about to give up, like, Wilbur has a flashback to when Charlotte told him, friends are a tremendous thing. So he remembers what Charlotte told him, so he's still going to get Cardian. And when he gets there, they get Cardian. Well, not yet, but they rescue Cardian, but they had planned to trap the fox, like him tangled up in the vines, like getting caught in like a pig's web, basically. They were saying, and the girls, they had a chance to spin their webs to make a word for the farmers to see, just when the dogs have him cornered, and they see the webbing that says above them. They see it reads Fox, and Farmer Zuckerman says, "Oh, the last time I saw a weapon like that with words on it was with Wilbur." And they realize that it's not a wild pig; it's actually Wilbur. And Fern comes in and says, "Oh, it is Wilbur." And they see the fox they caught, and by the end, Wilbur, the farmer Zuckerman does now finally understands that Fern does have a way with animals, understanding how they think, and she wants Wilbur to visit Cardigan. Wants to pay Cardigan a lot of visits, just because they're friends. And so Joy and Irene are going to stay there with Cardian to keep him company, and so is Bessie. So Wilbur and Nellie go back to their farm, and now ends with Wilbur. Now he's suffering what Templeton was suffering with his kids, because now he has to babysit his kids like he promised. So now his kids are now giving Wilbur the hard time. So, and ends with that. So yeah, Charlotte's Web 2, it's average, like a little, just like above average. But yeah, I didn't love this film. It's not great. I don't hate it. It's just this like average, like this like so-so. That's what this is. It's so-so. But as for the voice acting, I mean the voice acting was, I guess, was all right. I mean, let's see, we got David Barron, who voices Wilbur. I thought he does decently. Although I think Henry Gibson, he does voice Wilbur better in the previous film. So, but David Barron, he does fine as Wilbur. Julia Duffy, who does listen to who voices in the flashbacks of Charlotte. Debbie Reynolds much better, of course, but Julia Duffy as Charlotte, I'm like, meh. I mean, Debbie Reynolds did. I mean, like you said, you could have just taken the footage from the, even though like I said the animation from that film could have been out of place with this though, but at least take the footage or take like Debbie Reynolds' voice from the first movie and put it in there, you know, to continue. But I don't know whether they could have done that though. But Julia Duffy as Charlotte, and I was like, nah. So meh. Charlie Alder, who voices Templeton. I'm not too familiar with him, but as far as I know, the guy Charlie Alder, who voices Templeton, I mostly know him because he voiced Starscream from the Michael Bay Transformer movies. Yeah, Michael Bay's Transformer films. Yes, Charlie Alder, he voices Starscream, the Decepticon Starscream. Harrison Chad voices Cardian. I thought he was alright. Not bad, but alright. Andy McAfee voices Joy. I mostly know her, which I know I thought she did fine because I'm familiar with her because she voiced Sarah from the Land Before Time movies, the later ones. So yeah, okay, because I recognize, she voiced Sarah from the later the Land Before Time movies. Okay, so I thought she did fine as voicing Joy. Maria Bamford, who voices Arania, I thought she was alright. But I guess the most well-known actor of this voice cast I do is who voices Nellie, and that is she's voiced by Amanda Bynes. Really enough, Amanda Bynes from Nickelodeon's All That, the Amanda Show, starring in Big Fat Liar with Paul Giamatti and Frankie Muniz. So yeah, of all the voice actors on here, Amanda Bynes is the most well known that I know of. So, and I know Amanda Bynes, like she I know she quit acting. Well, the last film, the film wise, she hasn't done a film since 2010. That was the last film that was Easy A, but I'm sure on television. I know if it's with speaking with the show of Nickelodeon's All That, I think they're doing a revival. They came out earlier, like in June, I think, this year. I don't know if she's involved with it though, but I don't know. But I remember All That with Amanda Bynes, and of course with Keenan and Kel. I remember the song. This is all that. This is all that. Yeah. But yeah, Amanda Bynes. I thought she did a good job as voicing Nellie. So yeah, that's one highlight of the film. But the songs in this film are forgettable. I did not care for the songs at all in this film. Like, I prefer the songs in the first film though, but at the same time I didn't care for them as well, except for the one last song that Charlotte sang before she died. I can let that one go, but the songs in here are forgettable, and I just didn't care for them. Could have just cut the songs out, and the film would be much more short, like I said about the first film. So, but yeah, I have more I could say. So, it's just average or so-so sequel at best. So yeah, so-so. But it's not the worst sequel. I've seen sequels that are a lot worse in general. Not just animated sequels, but just sequels to other films in general. So it's not the worst. I mean, As for the animation style, yeah, it's of course it's separate from how it was from back in the day, 1973, the first film though. And characters, I mean, and the characters themselves, like Wilbur, he's there compared to the first film. I mean, the spider and the kids, like, you know, the spider kids, you know, Joy, Nellie, and Arania. You know, they look cute. The designs of them look cute, I guess. It's kind of for a guy who hates spiders. I'm scared to death of spiders, but like I said, it's films, not real life, so it's essentially a cartoon. Essentially, because I love arachnophobia. I like eight-legged freaks. But yeah, but those are films, not real life. But yeah, it's just so-so average sequel. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Charlotte's Web 2, Wilbur's Great Adventure, and then next up is I reviewed the original film and the sequel. Now I'm gonna get the next review. I'm gonna get my head on reviewing the live action 2006 one of Charlotte's Web. So I'll get to that on the next video. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next review of the 2006 remake of Charlotte's Web. But this here, so average. And I'm probably sorry for the weird light. You can see the little rays of light right here, because the one light here is out, so that's why you see these little rays here. So sorry for that though, but you need a new bulb. But stay tuned for Charlotte's Web, the 2006. Later.